Hi everyone, I'm Jane, the ultimate Filipina. Today I will interview Sir Stphen, a retired Navy, a gentleman. I ask question about living and retiring here in the Philippines. Hi sir,
Okay,
let's
all right.
start it. I'm fine. Welcome to my channel, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Can you please give viewers a quick summary of your move to the Philippines and why you chose the Philippines as your retirement country?
Okay, that's an interesting story because prior to coming here, I had never been here before. I didn't know anything about the Philippines other than it had beaches, warm weather, and my future wife. So I came here really on that. It was like a leap of faith. I wouldn't suggest people to do that, but that's how I chose here. Really, I knew the climate would be something I could live in. So, 'cause I'm from the South in the USA.
How many years you are living here in Iloilo, sir?
In Iloilo, 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 6 years.
So how's your life here in the Iloilo
In
city?
Iloilo, I love it here. I mean, Iloilo is a good city because it's a small city. It's growing. There are a lot of resources here, but you don't have all the big city problems like Manila or Cebu or Angeles.
No traffic.
Yeah, it's a working class city. People just live basically peaceful lives here.
Yeah, that's what I heard to
Yeah.
other blogger.
And it's highly educated city. People here, they have money. The Ilongos have money, so there's not like the other complications you have from places with more poverty.
Yeah.
But you know it's good for. It's not good. I wouldn't say if you're a single guy wanting a party, this is not the city. You will be bored and you'll jump over to Cebu or something. But if you don't want to go as say small as like Dumaguete or a smaller province, and you want to kind of have a city advantage, this is perfect here.
Okay. Why did you decide to settle in Iloilo rather than more foreigner or expat popular areas?
Well, it's strange because most of my years here, I really didn't mingle with that many expats because of my wife's business. Our business together is what brought us to Iloilo. But I didn't start meeting a lot of expats, until about a year ago when we started our channel, Philippines in Full Effect is our channel. And that's when I started interacting with people like James and other people reaching out to me and kind of mixing in with a lot of bloggers. But most of my time, I really didn't mix with too many expats. So coming here is a priority. There are a lot of expats here, but they stay to themselves. You might run into, some people in the gym and maybe the malls, and people, but there's not any real expat bars, where people go and hang out all day. Most of the expats here are paired off, with a wife or a partner or something.
Okay. What were your challenges and barriers upon initially moving to the Philippines and finally settling into your current lifestyle and status?
That's a good question because, like I said, I had never been here before. When I flew in, it was around midnight. We were staying in Manila near the Mall of Asia. So late, I saw the boardwalk area of the beach.
Yeah.
And then I saw those condos. So there weren't any cars. I think I came in on a Saturday. It was really quiet. I was like, wow, this is the Philippines, And so I was like, yeah, I could live here. Maybe I get a condo in this Manila. So the next day, I saw the mall and everything. But it wasn't, and then my wife and I, well, she was my girlfriend, fiance at that point. We stayed in Sofitel. And I thought, okay, wow, this is nice. But after that, we rented a house in Malolos because that's where she had some family in that area. And then that's when the reality hit. The dark streets, the dogs in the
The
street.
shit.
It was really rustic in that area. And initially, just coming from the States, a place like that, you would kind of
You don't like a lack of
you'd be
shit.
looking around, and am I going to get robbed? But then I realized, okay, it's just dark. It's not necessarily dangerous. So that was kind of my first culture shock. But then we went to visit my wife's her hometown, and when I saw Puerto Princesa, Palawan, island hopping and everything, I was like, wow, we're gonna
That
come
is
back and live here.
popular place also for tourists.
Puerto Princesa,
Yeah.
yeah. They have Honda Bay, you can island hop. So I just thought it was the most beautiful place. So
Yeah.
I didn't know much, and I still learned a lot there. Much more comfortable here in Iloilo, but I love going back to
So
visit.
far, I saw here also like I'm interesting.
The way?
The place is like I like to live here.
Oh yeah.
Like so quiet. Okay.
Yeah.
You hear many stories that foreigners are charged higher prices than Filipinos in certain service or purchase. Is this a myth or have you encountered or experienced it?
Yeah, I have. I think the first time is we were driving somewhere and my wife didn't want to go buy the fruit, so I jump out the car, go over, and then when I come back, I bought some grapes. And when I come back, how much you pay for that? I told her, and then she got mad at me. I said, well, I told you to go.
Because they know a foreigner right behind the price.
Yeah. But basically, here in Iloilo, that was when we first moved here. I really don't get too much of that. Like they call it the skin tax. Some guys call it that, foreigner tax. Because I don't know, I'm kind of submerged in the community now, and a lot of people know me, and I kind of know what to expect. That usually happens when you don't know. I didn't know how much grapes were, and to me, foreigner generally, it's always going to be cheaper, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you're not thinking you're getting ripped off. You just,
That's true.
You just take it. It's not like everywhere you go. In most places, in cities like this, there are prices on the things. It's only when you're going into markets and things like that. If you come in the festive walk to buy anything, the price is there. You're not gonna. It's not that bad.
Okay. Are any of your military benefits applicable or available in Iloilo, such as striker or veterans associated service and benefits?
You got some good questions there. Actually, it is. You can use Takecare at Medical City. And they have a liaison person there. Everything is in the computer. Even for my wife, because she gets TRICARE benefits through me, and her information is even there. But you have to. I think you pretty much have to get her. If you're married, you can get a dependent ID card.
Okay.
So she has an ID that we got in Manila at the VA and Veterans Administration.
I don't have here in Iloilo.
No, they don't have a VA in Manila. I mean, here in Iloilo, but they do have TRICARE at that one hospital. Only that
Or
one.
military and Navy, right?
Hmm?
For the military and the Navy, the VE is it the
The VA, Veterans Administration. But that's all branches of U.S. military, and I think some government workers can get,
Yeah.
TRICARE and all that stuff.
Okay. Have you traveled extensively throughout the Philippines? And if so, can your name 4 areas you have visited and 4 areas on your bucket list?
Okay, that's another interesting question because really the first 4 years that I was here, we concentrated on the business. We didn't go to that many places at all. Now, places I have been, is it counting the places I lived or just vacation?
Vacation.
Vacation. Not very many. I've been to Cebu, but that was a little mini vacation. Of course, I'll just tell you the places I've been. I've been to, of course, Puerto Princesa. I've been to Manila, Malolos, Cebu, Coron.
Have you been Bohol, sir? Have you been Bohol?
Never been to Bohol yet. I haven't been to Baguio yet. We just never were traveling that much in the Philippines when we were working. But, we had 4 years in and then the pandemic, so then we couldn't go anywhere. But last year, we just we did a lot of international travel. We went to Bali, Vietnam, and
Wow, Bali
Thailand
is nice.
last year. So we still haven't gone too many places in the Philippines together. It's
Okay.
still new frontier.
Hi, do you drive here in Iloilo and it is very challenging to drive in the Philippines? Have you ever had an accident or incident?
Okay. For the most part, I let my wife drive, especially at night, because I can't see that well at night anymore. But living here, I had to start driving because she works at home, and I can't expect her to take me where I want to go. And I go to the gym. We were living a little bit further out, and that was a madhouse getting from there to not far from here to the gym. So I've kind of got used to it. It's almost like fun. It's a challenge. It's fun, but at the same time, it's very dangerous because there really aren't any rules on the road here.
Do you know how to drive motorcycle, sir?
Yeah, but I don't mess with bikes. I don't want to. It's too crazy. You break a bone or something, and I can't work out in the gym or get hit. So we have a car, and so I drive. I drive now a lot.
Here it's like not so many cars here in the
No,
this area.
this area not so much, but where we were living, it was really difficult to get over on this side.
Okay. What countries in the area have you traveled to, and which, if any, would you recommend to viewers?
Okay, like I just mentioned, we went. I'd recommend them all. The nice thing about if you live in the Philippines, it's a great jump off to other countries in Asia. We love Vietnam. We went to Ho Chi Minh and stayed there. In that city was amazing. We're going to go back to Vietnam. Singapore, we were there just for a few days. And I like Singapore. Singapore is very expensive to live. I mean, just to go out, you might spend $200 on dinner or something.
So the hotel.
Yeah, but in Vietnam, I think our first lunch it was like $7 for our entire 2 meals for $7. The food was really good in Vietnam. We stayed in District 1, so I don't know too much about a lot of other areas in Ho Chi Minh. But I would suggest, Thailand. And a lot of times from the Philippines, those flights would be like $400 for both of us, not each, not 800 total. 400 total, 500 total for 2 tickets round trip from here. And Bali was the furthest away. I think it took
How many hours from here, Iloilo, sir? Is it have flight
direct.
in
No, we all had to go through Manila.
Manila?
Yeah, which I hate.
So, how many hours from Manila to
The
Bali?
Bali, I think it was like 4.5 hours. Closer to 5 hours. But Vietnam. And Thailand is like three and a half.
Like Singapore. Okay.
Easy flights.
Do you rent, own, buy, or lease here in Iloilo? What are the roles of foreign ownership of property? Do you rent, own, or buy?
Okay. Right now we're renting, and this is kind of our last stop. Because we said, okay, now we know we're going to stay here. We have a really nice house right now that we're renting. But I'm looking for property to buy. Now I can buy property through my aunt, my wife, but in certain areas here, foreigners can own property. Like in Santa Barbara near the airport, there's a development out there that they kind of treat it like condos, so you can buy the property without being married or things like that.
Foreigner can buy condo if
They can buy condos here, yeah.
But if the from government cannot.
But that particular property that I was saying, that subdivision near the airport called Santa Barbara, because we were buying a lot out there as well. They were telling me if you know any foreigner friends, tell them because they can buy the property there without being connected to a Filipino through marriage. So you can. There are ways to get around it legally, because some guys want to do this. I'll release this land for 50 years, and it's just him and no Filipina. but they could really get kind of screwed over with that. There are a lot of horror stories where they get kicked off that land.
Yeah,
But because I'm married, I can kind of have ownership.
yeah, yeah.
I own what, not quite 50%.
But it's nice to buy your own house,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like rather than you rent because it's very expensive. And like
Yeah.
for me, it's waste year and the money, right?
Yeah, and we wanted to make sure, so we were renting.
Yeah.
We've lived at a bunch of areas here in Iloilo. I think we're on our fourth house we rented here, and so we said, okay, this is the last one, so let's look for some property.
Yeah. Okay, what is your favorite food or cuisine in the Philippines? And please include your favorite dessert or desserts in your response.
Okay, my favorite food, I guess, and this is the tried and true. This is adobo, I gotta say.
Wow.
A lot of Filipino food I really don't eat. And thank goodness my family, my wife's family, they don't bug me. They'll prepare stuff for me, and they're not as picky as I am, of course. But I think I like the adobo the best. Now dessert, I'm not a big dessert eater, so there's no, I can't tolerate milk, so almost everything has milk in it. So I can't eat halo or any of that other kind of stuff. So I don't eat that.
Okay. You previously or current have business in the Philippines and have been quite successful. Do you attribute your success to understanding the market or what other factors?
Okay, the factors that made us successful is, for one thing, either I was in the military, but my college major was advertising and marketing, and I was really good at it. But I chose to go in the military after I graduated. So I had that background, and then my wife had a business degree, university degree, and she had a business prior to that. So we just combined those two things, and we were able to figure out how to build a business from the ground up. So that's really where our success came from. And also because she knew about business and had a business, because I would have been lost. There's no way in the world.
It's a good business also, especially if summer. A lot of people buy the
Well,
like this one.
It was year round. It just, because for us, summer. This is
Yeah,
summer all
summer.
the time. Whether any month you pick, it's summer for us here. So there was never any real downtime where your product didn't sell.
It's very hot.
And then in the rainy season, we just developed a hot lemonade. We said, hey, okay, some Filipinos think this is
Yeah.
cold. We'll just make a hot lemonade with ginger in it.
Yeah, that's very nice.
And it sold really well too. So,
Vitamin C.
yeah. Vitamin C.
Okay. Were you married previously before marrying beautiful Bea or first marriage to a Filipina? If previously married, how would you summarize your previous marriage in comparison to now?
Do I really want to put that out there? But let's just say this.
Just a short say.
I'm not married to them anymore, and I'm married to Bea. And in fact, in about 3 or 4 days is our 8-year anniversary, 8 wedding anniversary. But we've been together for the 9 years I was here, but 8 years married on April 30th. So it's just been, I find that Filipinos are they're more traditional in a relationship, so they let men lead, and they respect decisions. They don't tend to combat you. They're not a pushover. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. Filipinos aren't pushovers. They're not going to sit here and let you do anything and comply. Maybe some might be like that.
Do you have kids to her, sir?
No
Not
kids.
yet.
But we are taking care of her niece, our niece. She was in Masbate since she was about 5, but she just joined us here in Iloilo about a year and a half. So she's with us now. So we kind of have a kid. I'm not sure. We go back and forth. Well, she goes back and forth. I know I'm not really one of the kids. So we had kind of adopted her little niece because she was living in almost like poverty. So
Oh.
we took her to Puerto Princesa and been taking care of her. So she's kind of like our kid.
Okay. There are some expats in the Philippines who create drama and try to bring their culture with them. What advice can you give foreign viewers on visiting, retiring, and being a good representative of their country and understanding Philippines culture?
Yeah. Let me just say this, guys. You are not going to bring your culture here. So leave it. You didn't come here to bring American culture because the Philippines is, I mean, like I said, I've been here almost 9 full years, and it's still a challenge, on things sometimes, the way things are here. So every day, if you're out, if you have to leave your house, and even in your house, you're not going to have a lot of the Western comforts, things like dishwashers and, washer and dry, a washing machine, a dryer inside, stuff like that. The house that we have now is the most Western house I've ever lived in, and I've been here 9 years. So, and then just our culture, man. I've seen people on expat forums asking, can they bring their guns here to the Philippines? I'm like, they don't have Second Amendment rights. They don't have the freedom of speech you have at home. That could get you in trouble and kicked out here. So you really have to kind of watch the way you are, integrate yourself into the Filipino culture, and just kind of let some of those frustrations roll off and just deal with it a certain way. I've been to my wife a lot, but I'm not going to go out here acting crazy. So you're not going to bring your culture here. You might bring little pieces of it, like your food or something, the way you eat and things like that, but you're not going to change the Philippines.
Okay. You have a YouTube channel named Philippines Fall Effect, and I am aware it's not your priority or focus currently. How did you decide the name, and what are your future plans for the channel?
Okay. Well, we had decided to maybe do a channel a couple of years ago, and I think I picked the name. One day I was working out. This was kind of during the pandemic, and I was listening to Public Enemy, and Flavor Flav said something about 98 in full effect. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good name for a Philippines. So I reserved the name, and we just slept on it. And when we were going to Bali, I had been watching a few YouTube channels, and there was one guy, what is this channel? I know he has one, More to Life, and then there's another. He had 2 channels. They all know what I'm talking about. The Black Filipino. So I thought we were just meeting him, and we sat down like this, and he and his wife broke out the cameras, and they interviewed us for about 3 hours. And when I started reading the responses of people who were interested in us as a couple, our business, and things like that, I said, all right, let's start our channel. So that's kind of how it started. We were kind of rolling along, but again, I don't know if we were filming it at the time, but my wife lost her father in June, and I lost my mother in August. So, the channel just kind of took a back seat because we're not doing it to get monetized or anything. We're involved in so much other stuff. So it's not for a money thing, but it was just because we enjoy doing it. I don't even know if I want to be monetized in dealing with YouTube because I know it's difficult.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult. If that's your expectations, you have to really put up with a lot of stuff through YouTube. So we may start it again. We kind of did some reels when we were in Quran last week or the week before. And just kind of started. Because I have all this footage, but the Thailand trip is nothing on it, more from the Vietnam trip. And then things that have been going on in Iloilo. There was one girl who's going to the Miss Universe or compete, the Queen in Iloilo. They had a big fundraiser here right up the street. And it was black tie, and we went to that. We were bought some fundraising tickets. It were expensive, but it was nice. So we're kind of in those circles, and I have all of that footage from that. So I have to sit down, and start up again.
Consider this the last. Do you have any comments to all the viewers watching our video?
I mean, your viewership is what? Who's watching your channel?
Foreigners?
Foreigners. I guess if you come in here, you really have to be tolerant, patient, have an open mind, and just enjoy the Philippines. You know, you don't want to. You're not gonna come here and buck the system, you know, or be disrespectful to Filipinos or anything like that. Because Philippines put their citizens first, always. So, you know, you're not going to come here and think you'll have an upper hand. So you just have to be a fair, good person and just enjoy the life. It's going to be frustrating every single day. Even today, I've been frustrated like 4 or 5 times just driving, especially. But you know, it's just come in, immerse yourself in the culture, enjoy the culture, and explore different areas because one area may not be for you. You can come somewhere else, and then you're totally comfortable with your surroundings. So that's my biggest, my little tidbits of advice.
Okay. This in our interview with Sir Stphen. I will put his video, YouTube channel in my video description. It's very informative channel. Thank you, sir, for being in my
Okay, thanks.
channel.
I really
Thanks,
enjoyed
everyone.
it.